Hello, my name's John Thorne from Thorny Motorsport, and this is one of those crap videos. It's going to talk about any issues with McLarens that we are going to need to deal with, which as an owner, frankly, you shouldn't have to deal with, but I'm going to try and help how we fix it. Okay. Sadly, some of these videos are negative about the cars. I'm not trying to slag them off. I'm simply pointing out the problems that we have and how to resolve them. This, as you can see from the table, are downpipes. Okay, I've got two different versions here with two different issues. This one here is a downpipe from a 3.8, so 12C 650 Sport Series and various bits. And as you can see, it is a downpipe which has bolt-on heat shielding, okay, which you need to have. Okay, if you run these cars without heat shielding or ceramic coating, you will melt things in the engine bay. It's quite crucial. These are bolted on. Now these fail because you can see from this one here, it's rusted. The bolt that holds them together is rusted through, meaning the heat shield has come loose and it flaps about. Okay, flaps about, pain in the ass, makes a horrible rattling noise, and also you'll start to get jets of hot air going where you don't want jets of hot air to go. Easy to fix, expensive, take the whole downpipe off, drill out the rusted bolt that's rusted here, and just put new bolts in, off you go. And you can buy these heat shields separately if you need to. Okay, so fairly good engineering solution, not the best bit of kit, but it works, and it's repairable, and it's fixable. And that's what we've been doing for the last 5-6 years in these cars. However, McLaren, in their wisdom, have moved their production to this system. Now, as you can see, there are no bolt points on this one. It is essentially contact welded onto the downpipe. The problem being is they fail. Okay, it's a good example where, if you see from the video, the actual shielding itself is completely failed from the contact points. Now, the downside of this thing is it's aluminium, not steel. And how it's been welded is basically contact welded to the end. And what has happened is that the actual weld has failed. So now the whole thing is loose. And the first thing to do is flap about. And worst thing to get, additional to that, is you're going to start getting weld points blowing through, and you'll start to have jets of air going through the system, and you're going to end up melting things and potentially cause an engine fire. Now, is it like to set fire to your car? Probably not, but it's something to be careful of. Yes, it is. Now, the downside to this is that if you have this issue, as an example, look, so on this one here, the actual aluminium has blown through from heat. So that white stuff there is the actual heat insulation material. You shouldn't be able to see that. As you can see, that's going to rattle. So if you have a 4 litre, and it only applies to 4 litres at the moment, so GTs, 720s, 750s, we've not seen them yet, but they're most likely, and you have a buzzing noise or a little wasp type rattle, that is what has gone wrong. One of your downpipes heat shielding has come loose and is now flapping about. I've had now 3 different suppliers come in to see how we can fix these, including the people who originally built them from McLaren 5-10 years ago. And all of them come back with the same answer. Cannot be repaired. Okay, what you have is a very thin 0.1 millimeter aluminium plate trying to weld it to steel. It's contact welded here, which is like spot welding, but with a wider surface, and it's failing. Okay, you can't MIG it, you can't take it, you'll blow straight through this material, it won't last at all. And I've taken the 2 places to try and spot weld them on. It lasted about 3 or 4 months, fell straight away. So we have come to the conclusion you cannot repair this system. So, 2 things. If you've got this noise, and it's quite bad noise, and you do potentially have hot gases going into your engine bay, you'll start to melt things. It's bad, so I suggest you ignore it. At the moment, the only way I can fix it is either a brand new downpipe, which depending on model is about 2,500 quid plus VAT for UK prices, so $3,000 or $4,000 aside, plus a labour to remove them, which is several hours. Or what we do at the moment is we take the unit off, we take off all this crap, we then ceramic coat it. So you get the coating on the system, which we can do anyway. Again, it's still expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than putting a new one on. Now, we are talking to 2 manufacturers now about whether we can come up with creating a bolt-on version to fit onto these, which we're working on now, which we haven't got a solution for yet. They're coming back to you in pricing next few months. But in the meantime, if you have that noise, you are going to need to deal with it. Okay, which means you're going to have an issue in terms of noise from there. It's either a brand new downpipe, or it's going to be a ceramic coat, take it off and paint it and ceramic coating it, only ceramic coating it, can't just paint the things and put it back. Is it under warranty? Don't know. All right, we've run this past McLaren a few times, and at the moment I get different answers to who I talk to. Some people are saying it's simply down to corrosion, therefore it's not covered. Some people are saying it's a manufacturing fault, therefore it is covered. If you are under warranty with McLaren, I suggest it's worth talking to them first and see what they say. But there are issues with manifolds, which another video will cover, what they're going to cover it or not. It's certainly worth asking. from a perspective from here, but in generally speaking, it should be warranty as a manufacturing fault, but in terms of what the fix of it is going to be dependent on how they come up with it. So it may be covered, may not be. But from my perspective, if you have a 4-litre car, GT or a 720, and you hear a little buzzing type noise, low RPM, and it comes from the front of the engine down low, either side, then get it looked at. Okay, if it is loose like this, it won't get better. And if you start to get things blowing through, you'll start to have potential engine fires. Although that is, I'm overemphasizing that, the chance of fire is quite low, but it's technically possible, therefore it's wrong of me not to mention it. Okay, we will keep people informed about options to fix it. Like I said, at the moment, it's remove it and ceramic coat it, which is a good way of doing it. We like ceramic coating, it works very well. But the alternative of Boulder model hasn't yet been ready yet, but we'll keep people posted as we get there. Okay, hope that's useful. Again, hit the bell, subscribe type stuff and versus, but we'll keep you posted as any developments comes out. Okay, cheers.